that sense.
I'm going to take Manchester United. I think this is a competition that if you're Manchester United and Manchester United fans, you must have. Given the teams that are left in the competition, you are the favourites, you should win it.
All right, well, that is a game that is coming up and we're very much looking forward to it. We have match announcements for both of these games for you. If you are watching for our Spanish football coverage, Barcelona against Real Sociedad, it's Duncan Bishop who will be on the call. If you're watching for the Carabao Cup game between Forest and Manchester United, it's John Champion and Craig Burley.
Hey, hey.
We've got to listen to Burnley.
Hey, hey.
Oh, great.
Welcome to the City Ground.
I'm going to ignore those comments, John.
You really should. Don't rise to it. The League Cup, a competition with a particular resonance for Nottingham Forest. They won it 4 times, were runners-up twice back in their halcyon days. And this evening, the Carabao Cup, as it's now called, offers them the chance to welcome Manchester United to the City Ground for the first time in a quarter of a century. Last time United played here, they scored 8. It was back in February 1999 as Forest were hurtling towards Premier League relegation. It was a threadbare Forest squad. This group started the season looking unsuited to the modern-day Premier League. Gradually, a host of new signings have gelled to the point that now Forest have lost just 2 of their last 11 games. In terms of their selection tonight, Forest make 4 changes to the team that drew at Bournemouth on Saturday. Wayne Hennessy, 36 yesterday, starts in goal because Henderson is both injured and ineligible. A first start for the Brazilian Danilo in midfield, a rare start for Surridge up front, and Scott McKenna is preferred to Bolly at centre-half.
Well, he didn't get the equaliser at Bournemouth at the weekend, Surridge, so Stevie Cooper will be hoping himself and Brennan Johnson can run the channels, can hold the ball up, get Gibbs White into the game, and they can put Manchester United under a bit of pressure.
As for Manchester United, 3 alterations. Casemiro returning from suspension in place of McTominay. Malacia in for Shaw. Lindelof replaces Varane. No place for Harry Maguire in the squad tonight. Dalot, Martial and Van der Beek are all injured.
I think the team tells a story that every competition at this football club is important. Yes, Lindelof plays ahead of Varane, who gets a rest, but Casemiro is back. Once again, Weghorst up front. It is a very strong United side.
Match referee is Michael Oliver from Ashington in Northumberland. The 2 skippers, Bruno Fernandes and Joe Worrell, and Eric Ten Hag, looking to improve on a recent record which is already eye-catching. Reflect on the upcoming Holocaust Memorial Day, which is this Friday. So Manchester United in their changed colours. First of 2 games, they meet again a week tonight at Old Trafford, and bearing in mind the paucity of away success for Nottingham Forest, surely imperative that they make home advantage tell tonight. Impressive and stirring build-up to kick off these days at the City Ground. A relatively mild night in England's East Midlands, a full house in excess of 30,000 for the first leg of this second Carabao Cup semi-final. Bookmakers in little doubt as to who starts as the firmest of favourites. And that on the lies with Manchester United in white this evening. And a bounce back after defeating that thrilling Premier League encounter at Arsenal at the weekend. Flag up for offside. And here's Casemiro with the free kick. Fernandez, and now it's the Brazilian Anthony to Christian Eriksen. Casemiro once again.
Yeah, big blow. He couldn't play at the weekend at Arsenal. Terrific game. For United, just came up a little short in the end.
Here's Rashford, faced by Serge Aurier. And Gibbs White for Forest. Casemiro. Maybe touch for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Goes in the direction of Bruno Fernandes. It reaches in via Worrell. Bruno Fernandes, and kicked clear by McKenna. Eriksen. Purposeful start this by the visitors. Marcus Rashford. Weghorst leading the Manchester United line again.
Waller just trying to casually control it in his own box and half-hearted challenge. Actually, when Bruno Fernandes wins it back there, I think actually he rushes it a little bit. It's not the kind of defending you want, really. Don't get that time against the best teams. You really didn't have to rush that pass, Bruno Fernandes there to Weghorst.
Question that Nottingham Forest's strength does lie at home. Of their 21 points in the Premier League, 15 have been won at the City Ground. They've only won once on their travels all season. They've got the better of Liverpool here in the Premier League. They dispatched Tottenham from the Carabao Cup on this ground. So what I wonder are the keys for them if they're to claim another major scalp tonight, Craig?
Well, first and foremost, defend a little bit better than Worrell did at the edge of the box there. But I think secondly, particularly being at home, and there's a great atmosphere, because there's 7 or 8 months ago they would never have dreamt about nights like these and been back in the Premier League. And you've got to take advantage of it, John. And I think that's getting good support up to Johnson and Surridge, and don't leave them isolated.
Towards Surridge. Weghorst, who is technically on loan from Burnley. First half of the season in Turkey with Beşiktaş.
There'll be a good battle up there with Weghorst against McKenna and Worrell. They know he's not going to run away in behind. He's very unlikely to do that, so it's going to be a straight-up battle. It's about starting positions, not getting too tight at the wrong time, and then being aware of the runs from the left-hand side, in particular from Marcus Rashford, whether he spins in the channel or makes those diagonal runs inside. The centre-halves will have to be wary.
Keeps it alive, or does he? Steve Cooper, who took over 16 months ago when Nottingham Forest were rock bottom of the Championship. Marcus Rashford. Gets a little bit of fortune, and Rashford takes full advantage and scores for the 9th time in the last 10 games. So much for making home advantage pay.
Well, where do you want to start with this one? I mean, we have arguably one of the informed players in the Premier League, in the English top flight. He's got the ball at his feet, he's running at you. You've got Worrell and Freuler here. You cannot allow him to get through. That's too easy. That's way too easy. Stevie Cooper will be absolutely fuming at this. Brilliant play from Rashford, it has to be said. And a lovely finish, composed. Boy, he's just found his mojo again, John, hasn't he? He looked like a player a year ago, he was in despair, he'd lost all his confidence. But boy, is he back.
Well, he maintains his run of scoring in every round of the Carabao Cup this season. In all competitions, 18 goals and counting for Marcus Rashford.
I remember a game at Old Trafford, John. I don't remember the Pacific game, but I remember, you know, I don't know what it was, 12 months, 18 months. I remember he was having so many bad touches, he got taken off, the camera was on him, his head was down. He looked like a football arena was the last place that he wanted to be. He'd lost all his confidence. It's amazing. Amazing how that happens. But as I said, boy, has he found it again.
Here's Anthony, and he'll have a try, and it's a very far away. Hennes is upright.
Just too easy at the moment, isn't it? We saw that run for the goal from Marcus Rashford, and here it's one-on-one. Just drops the shoulder inside. It's a really easy strike to get away, and he's not that far away.
It's pricked some of the home side's optimism. Feel-good factor about Forest of late. So they've recovered from a rocky old start to the season. Took some precious points. Themselves 4 points clear of the relegation zone in the Premier League. Playing in their first major cup semi-final in 31 years this evening. Memories. I recall the days when Nottingham Forest were kings of England, and indeed for 2 extraordinary seasons, kings of Europe. The extraordinary management of Brian Clough. And the first trophy that he brought to Nottingham ahead of a league title and 2 European Cups was the League Cup. And in a replay at Old Trafford against Liverpool, courtesy of a penalty from Scottish winger John Robertson. Here's Surridge. Tonight. So the unavailability in this competition of Chris Wood. He's cup tied, having represented Newcastle. It's right short. Gustavo Scarpa. Weghorst returning it to Rashford. Malacia. Bruno Fernandes. Christian Eriksen. Manchester United picking holes in a paper-thin backline for Nottingham Forest. Bruno Fernandes. The Brazilian signed from Palmeiras, making his first start for Forest. Off the bench for the second half at Bournemouth at the weekend. For Ryan Yates, who is ill. Danilo. Saric. Tidied up by Lisandro Martinez. Malacia.
I think Freuler's getting caught in no man's land at the moment. He's on this right side in number 23. He wants to stay with Eriksen, but he's worried about Rashford and Malacia. And if Brennan Johnson, who's playing on that right side, John, doesn't get back in a good position, then the left back's getting forward and Freuler has to shift across. This Forest midfield is struggling with a rotation in there. Fernandes is moving Danilo around, and Eriksen and Casemiro are moving the other two around, and that's where they're bossing this game at the moment. Look at the space Eriksen's got, John.
Rashford. Eriksen. Malacia. Victor Lindelof. Eriksen. Rashford. Weghorst. Bruno Fernandes. Man over is Anthony. Well, it's 1 for Manchester United. It could have been 2, 3 or 4 by now.
Well, the build-up play was terrific. The finish was pretty poor. 2 or 3 pops he's had. Lacks any real belief, doesn't it? I mean, he could have. It's the second one he's trying to whip in there. It's nowhere near. It's not a particularly good effort. Once again, he's a player with a lot of scrutiny on him since that big money move. They effectively now have a couple of $100 million or so wide guys that are out of form. If you think about Jadon Sancho and his time at United and currently Anthony, no matter what the manager says about him.
By Bruno Fernandes. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White. Renan Lodi. Anthony. Malacia. Rashford. Eriksen. City ground pretty subdued at the moment. At least because of Rashford's intervention. His brilliance aided and abetted by some rather accommodating defending at the tail end of what was a sweeping, thrilling move. Some thought that David De Gea might have sat out tonight's game. He played in Manchester United's last cup engagement. Was just a second in the span of the last 21 games for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes locating Rashford. Ericsson. Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Malacia.
Can't quite see it at the moment, but just how wide United are making this pitch. Malacia's got his heels on this left touchline. Wan-Bissaka's got his heels on the other touchline. It's really stretching this Forest side at the moment. Gibbs White's trying. The two strikers are split. Surridge and Johnson, and Gibbs White's trying to go through and make a three, but that's leaving this extra man in the middle here. Foyle doesn't know if he's going to go out to the fullback or not.
Aurier. Brennan Johnson. Cheers for the efforts of the Welsh international. Played for Nottingham Forest with some distinction and also began his career at Manchester United. His dad winning the FA Youth Cup. Corner for the hosts. The sort of opening Nottingham Forest were hoping to avoid, falling behind so early. Have an opportunity to rectify matters here. It's the recently arrived Brazilian Gustavo Scarpa who's going to take this. Freuler. Scarpa. Get away beyond Casemiro. It's the launching pad for Rashford again. Serge Aurier. Ultimately fouled by Malacia.
It was a little better from Forest there, wasn't it? 5 or 6 passes at least, but unfortunately for them, Scarpa kind of telegraphed that. I'm trying to get it back on my left foot scenario. And once again, that was the dangerous Marcus Rashford down the left side.
Dean Henderson with a watching brief tonight, on loan from Manchester United, but unable to play in goal. Not because of that loan agreement, but also because he's injured at the moment. He's Evangelos Marinakis, the Greek businessman who is the owner of Nottingham Forest, and embarked upon this amazing level of change, turnover, recruitment in the summer. An all-time British record, 22 new signings. 3 more in this window already. Rashford. Gibbs White. Surridge to the left. It is Sam Surridge. It's 1-1. An immediate lifting of the mood.
Well, it's Danilo with a simple ball forward when United were attacking, but you talk about leaving yourself open when you've got the ball. Just Gibbs White was in so much space. It's a tight one. It's a great finish from Surridge, there's no doubt about that. I don't know, naked eye, VAR checking obviously. It's a close one.
VAR is Peter Banks tonight. VAR only comes in at the semi-final stage, and that is not going to count.
What are we talking here? Inches.
And Michael Oliver confirms the worst suspicions of the Nottingham Forest fans. So sweetly taken by Sam Surridge, but he had just strayed. And Manchester United retain their lead. Ericsson. Rashford.
I think one of the upsides, John, in retaining basically 2 people up front, Johnson and Surridge, is that when United attack, if they can win it back like they did from any kind of loose pass or challenges, if they get Gibbs White in good position, they've probably got 3-on-3, bearing in mind at least one of the United fullbacks will have pushed forward. Case there.
Notwithstanding the goal was eventually disallowed, it has lifted the volume inside the City ground. This is a place, a city, a genuine passion for the game. Nottingham Forest, a club with a long and at times very distinguished history. Scarpa. Oh, and Gibbs White seemed surprised it reached him.
It was good football actually, wasn't it? Into Surridge. back into Gibbs White, first time out, stretching United. Lindelof here with a bit of a lash at it, horrible defending, couldn't go anywhere. Martinez puts his head in there bravely, just to try and deal with it just here.
Without question, Forest's best spell of the game. Congestion zone of a 6-yard box. Scarpa!
Side foot as well. Great technique. I mean, that's coming down out the heavens. I think he sees it in plenty of time.
Scott McKenna. Freuler. There was one back by Bruno Fernandes. Rashford. And away by Danilo. Gustavo Scarpa is a full Brazilian international.
Yeah, I think the one thing that helped De Gea there certainly was the fact, because he takes it on the side foot, he's going for precision, and therefore it's got less pace on it. It's a great effort, don't get me wrong, but just made it a little bit easier for the goalkeeper.
Eriksen's gone across to take this. It's Bruno Fernandes. Scarpa. Pace of Brennan Johnson causing problems.
Was that just me? I mean, my eyes are not the best, but was he outpaced there, Wan-Bissaka? He looked... I've seen that. I know Johnson quick, but he looked a bit laboured there. It was a bit of a weak effort in the end, really, in the end. This is much better from Forest at the moment, and one of the keys to it is Gibbs White's been finding himself in so many better positions, and he's been able to link up those passes.
Danilo. Wan-Bissaka. Malacia. Here's Eriksen. Eriksen gets the return, not once but twice. Wan-Bissaka. Weghorst. Rashford. Malacia. Forced into retreat by Brennan Johnson. Lindelof finds Eriksen. Casemiro. Gibbs White. Johnson. This is more like it from Forest. Brennan Johnson. High into the Bridgeford end.
And this last 10 minutes or so, John, has just got the City ground believing again after a really rough start where United were completely in control in the Rashford goal and the way that we're passing it about, and all of a sudden they're getting tighter. Gibbs White there on Casemiro. Some wonderful footwork from Brennan Johnson as his dad watches on. David, he'll be thinking, come on, I told you, keep your head down. Two good efforts from not too dissimilar positions for the young man, and hasn't made the most of them.
Proud dad watching on. Affiliations to both these clubs. Lindelof. Eriksson. Anthony. Mesmeric. And Hennessy off his line very quickly. Lovely passing interchange. Better game now. Nottingham Forest have decided that they're going to play a positive part in it. Danilo. Gibbs White. An angle himself and rattles it into Casemiro. Optimistic Forest fans suggesting there was a hand.
Certainly was some shouts of handball, didn't look it to me, to be honest with you. And at the other end, it really should have been 2-0, shouldn't it, John? Didn't get the goal the play deserved. I'm afraid Anthony there, end product's got to lift it a little bit. Get some air in the ball, maybe had himself a goal.
Stop McKenna. Danilo. Was claiming Danilo was impeded, the referee's having none of it. This is Anthony. Bruno Fernandes. Free kick Forest.
It really was terrific play this from United. Anthony starts it, picks it up. Little give and go, third man running. Keeper does brilliantly. You see the keepers these days, they come out, they make themselves as big as possible, as wide as possible, and it is good goalkeeping, but he has to lift it there. If he just dinks it, he gets himself a goal. United are 2-0 up.
As it is, it's just the Rashford goal so far.
Good game though now, isn't it, John? Forest have certainly livened up. Look at the space.
Gibbs White. Good signing from Wolves at the start of the season. Gustavo Scarpa. Anthony. Weghorst. Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford. Rashford once again.
Different player, isn't he? Different player. like a new signing for Ten Hag, isn't it, when you see what he's getting out of Marcus Rashford.
There by Steve McLaren on the left and Mitchell van der Gaag on the right. Steve McLaren, who had a spell at Forest.
Kind of run out of where Steve McLaren has made spells.
I'll give you Forest, I'll give you Queen's Park Rangers. Apart from the obvious stopping off points. Of course, it was FC 20 in winning the Dutch league that he first came across Erik ten Hag, who was at that time his assistant.
There may have been a stop-off in Germany as well, I think. And there was also a stop-off holding an umbrella at Wembley. Won't go into that. And what the press called him.
Scarpa. Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, he's telling Weghorst there, look, don't come back. I don't need you to come back there. Just stay up. Stay up against the two centre-halves. Occupy them.
Second of a 9-day span on ESPN Plus. And 8 of those 9 days we have domestic English Cup football for you to enjoy. Sir Alex Ferguson watches on. Albert Morgan on his left, the long-serving kit man. Travels to games with the former boss. Brennan Johnson. Gibbs White dispossessing Casemiro. By Martinez. Danilo. Freuler. Lindelof. Weghorst was being fouled by McKenna. Mention of all that cup football coming up. Not least this coming weekend, Friday night, we'll have Manchester City against Arsenal, FA Cup 4th round. That's Friday night in England, 3 p.m. Eastern here in the US. Manchester United, Reading Saturday, Wrexham, Sheffield United on Sunday. Derby, West Ham on Monday.
The criticisms of Anthony there, he had Lodi 1-on-1 and not really seeing him taking anybody on and beating them. Seen lots of little flecks and tricks. He should have had a goal. He's had a good few touches, but 1-on-1, the wide player, still want to see that guy that runs at a full-back and twists him inside out. So often either you see Casemiro being out-muscled off the ball, but that's exactly what Gibbs White has done on 1 or 2 occasions.
Roddy. Gibbs White. Scarpa. Plenty of excitement amongst the Forest fans at Gustavo Scarpa's arrival. He was the Brazilian League Player of the Year last year.
A little bit ambitious, but decent play once again. Decent link-up play.
Half-time, the ESPN FC crew, led today by Kay Murray, provide their thoughts and analysis on the first half of this game. Steve Nicol and Ali Moreno.
Johnson's just dropping a little bit deeper on this right side. Of course, he can give himself that depth, because if they do win it back, he's quick enough to still make that run in behind. I've seen that on more than one occasion.
Bruno Fernandes. United hoping that this competition will provide the route for them to end their longest spell without a trophy in 40 years. Last thing they won under Jose Mourinho was the Europa League in 2017. Surridge.
This time, just trying to be a little bit too clever, took his eye off the ball. I think that's what Forest have to do. They don't quite have the quality of this United side. They're probably not going to outpass them, but maybe if they can get the ball in behind, or get those two strikers running in the channels, or get tight in midfield, pouncing any mistakes.
Martinez. Rashford. Bruno Fernandes. Eriksen again. Bruno Fernandes.
He's not a happy chappy, is he? Forest have managed to shore up those holes in the middle of the park. In fact, when United had it, they were building up. Forest had pushed 4 players on, but it did mean the big switch of play was on, but United just didn't find it.
Casemiro. And today, and the follow-up from Weghorst doubles Manchester United's lead right on the cusp of half-time.
I just talked about it there, how many people Forest were starting to push on forward to try and stop United getting out, but that left them really thin at the back. Casemiro just moving forward here. Half-hearted challenge this to Gibbs-White, not particularly good. He's had a good first half, but that's just too easy. Good strike from Anthony. There's Weghorst, as you'd expect, following up, but a lot of red shirts forward, John. Not a lot of them back, I'm afraid. Decent enough save, not a lot you can do about it. And that's a composed finish from the big Dutchman.
Timing of it is painful for Nottingham Forest and very welcome for their visitors. Forest have never lost any of their previous 6 League Cup semi-finals. They're facing already a pretty mountainous task here. Weghorst's first goal in the colours of Manchester United. That will do it for the first half. Marcus Rashford scored early. Wout Weghorst scored late. And the two of them have put Manchester United very comfortably in the driving seat in this two-legged semi-final. Sam Surridge believed he'd pulled one back and equalised with a goal that was correctly disallowed for a marginal offside. After a quick break, the ESPN FC crew of Kay Murray, Ali Marino and Steve Nicol will bring you highlights and analysis of this first half. Half-time at the City Ground is Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester United 2. Welcome back to the City Ground. Here come Manchester United leading by 2-0 in this first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Steve Cooper and his assistant Alan Tate with the issues, the problems, the dilemmas at the moment, having conceded in the first half to Marcus Rashford and latterly Wout Weghorst. Forest really showed for 20 minutes, but when they did and began to play their football, they did discomfort Manchester United. Andy Reid joining the picture there on the right there, the former Irish international, now on the coaching staff. All their best efforts. Nottingham Forest second best. Mistaking the passion, the enthusiasm, and the belief that things can still change. Second half underway, Nottingham Forest in their red. Manchester United obliged to change colours as the visitors. And this is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Danilo. Gibbs-White. Renan Lodi. Gave that a chance. And it's behind off the shin of Malacia for a corner. Scarpa getting warm applause as he jogs across to take this. Right by Bruno Fernandes and then by Anthony. Anthony. Away. Danilo losing it. Anthony. It's Weghorst and McKenna with the block.
Yeah, just a bit slow to get to that. Weghorst couldn't quite shorten his stride. Otherwise, he easily gets a strike away. It was great work from him there. It's that big languid style, and McKenna does well just to get across, but I honestly thought he was going to get United's third there. A little slow to get to.
Eriksson. Rashford. Anthony. Bruno Fernandes. Eriksson. Anthony. Casemiro. Nottingham Forest to become harder to beat as the season's gone on. They remain the third lowest scorers in the league and with the second most generous defence. They have won 8 games at home unbeaten. City ground has been where their strength has been most evident. And travels rather fragile. At least at Old Trafford just after Christmas, where they didn't lay a glove on Manchester United, beaten 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Forest had a decent spell midway through that first half, played some good stuff, only had some half chances really, Brennan Johnson, but at least got the crowd behind them. But in truth, United were well deserving of being 2-0, probably should have been 3 with the Anthony chance that had he left it, he would have scored. So it is an uphill task for sure.
No doubt that Erik ten Hag has stamped his mark on Manchester United.
And I would hasten to add, not just on the field, in the club. I mean, there's no doubt who makes, certainly when we're talking about playing staff, who makes the last call. And that was no more so than when we saw how the Ronaldo scenario was dealt with. And I think it sent a message to all of the players. I mean, Rashford at Wolves, being left on the bench after being late for a meeting. Whether you agree with these disciplinary things or not, it's putting a marker there.
Martinez. Rashford. Malacia. And it's met rather awkwardly by Bruno Fernandes.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that Forest, the pitch is not probably one of the best of the elite teams. It's on the half volley, this one is always a difficult one.
Brennan Johnson. And hooked away in the nick of time by Lindelof.
Well, that's good defending from Victor Lindelof. I thought he was going to dangle a leg in here and give something away. Danilo wins the second ball, then Gibbs White knocks it on. Just gets his body in, doesn't he? Gets it across Brennan Johnson.
Renan Lodi. Scarpa. Aurier. Danilo.
Picking up a couple of second balls quite high up the field here and some scraps, but I thought the crowd shouted shoot there. It was more of a back pass, wasn't it, really, quite frankly. A bit of a scuffer, as they say.
Lindelof. To Martinez. A watching brief. Eriksson! Goalkeeper was rooted. Casemiro. Rashford finding Anthony. Back to Rashford. Comfortable height for Hennessy.
I just feel like United can at any moment just end this game. And no surprise that technique is almost perfect from the Dane. Such a gifted footballer, isn't he?
Serge Aurier is the Forest man down. Talked about Nottingham Forest being back in the Premier League for the first time in an awfully long time, just under a quarter of a century. You better than most would understand the feeling for the club and the game in this city, out of your global property portfolio empire. It's located not too far from the City ground.
About a mile, yes, I have a home about a mile from the City ground. It's never been called a global property empire.
Do you have homes in more than one country, Craig?
Yes.
Answer. Danilo. Gibbs White. Scarpa. Anthony was angered by that. There was contact to his head. Gibbs White. Rashford's taken a blow too.
Just a flailing arm from Foiler. Caught him in the ribs. Didn't look too bad.
Management team, Gareth Southgate, and on the right Steve Holland. Director's box seems pretty full tonight, Craig. The number of people we've seen sitting there in the VIP seats.
Yeah, well, Man United are playing, you know, a big story.
Anthony.
Roberto Martinez in there, and arguably the luckiest manager in football at the moment, I'd say. You know, getting the Portugal job off the back of the debacle with Belgium in the end, and it was a debacle. Any man that thought he could start and captain Eden Hazard.
Coming off Worrell, 1 or 2 inquiries about a potential handball.
Put a little bit of skill here. Bruno Fernandes, Worrell just put it off the chest. Took the arms away.
Rashford took that one to the chest.
Sensible here.
He's going off, having left this as his calling card tonight, just 6 minutes in.
Yeah, it was a terrific run, but you can't allow him that time and space, can you? Not a man in his form, and that has been the catalyst so far for United's commanding performance and commanding 2-0 lead.
18-year-old Argentine Alejandro Garnacho comes on. Eriksson. Anthony. Bruno Fernandes. Beautifully picked out.
It's a brilliant ball from Martinez here. Sees the run from Fernandes from out to end, and beautifully floated ball. I think he was trying to play that back across for Weghorst. I'm surprised he didn't. Difficult skill, but surprised he didn't try and get it on target where he was.
With Danilo's first start in Nottingham Forest's colours, replaced by Jack Colback.
Well, they're not dead yet in this tie, but it's close. It's very close for his troops.
Gibbs-White. Nottingham Forest win it back. Morgan Gibbs-White is pretty close to pulling one back.
Well, we need a bit more of that, don't we? And I'm not talking about the finish, I'm talking about the work rate, the tenacity, the ability to win it back. And not for the first time tonight, Casemiro's had the ball ripped away from his possession in pretty dangerous areas, and both times have been from that man. But again, it's just the end product.
Surridge. Garnacho's first touch, now his second. Another play. Up. Oliver, one of England's two refereeing representatives at the World Cup.
One of the best, certainly in England for me. Mind you. Yes, it is a low bar. In many countries it is a low bar, John.
Does the return of Howard Webb to English shores potentially raise that bar over time?
Is he donning the black attire again and the referee? I don't know. I don't know. Who was the guy before again?
Michael Riley.
Yeah, I didn't think he did a particularly good job. to be honest.
Howls from the Forest fans. And Johnson down.
Just getting in tight on him there as the ball comes in from Aurier. Takes a little bit of a smidge of the ball and a lot of the Achilles.
And then by Loddy to win it for Colback, and now Aurier. Recovered Johnson. Aurier. Scarpa. Blocked behind by Wan-Bissaka.
Just lurking at the back post here. Again, he goes with the side foot. Tries to go for precision, guides it. But I think it's going to be quite on target, but he's certainly heading towards that back post.
So 2/3 of the way through the first leg.
I was just going to mention Lingard, John. It's not, yeah, I know the move. How's it going? Finds himself on the bench, hasn't really made any impact. I don't know. Seemed to resurrect his career in that move to West Ham, that loan move. But it seems to have just gone back to where it was again. Stalled.
Not helped by recent injuries as well. Time for changing of the Forest guard. Emmanuel Dennis on for Sam Surridge. Lingard replacing Gustavo Scarpa. Jesse Lingard on to face the club, with which he spent 22 years all told. Boy and then man. Left in somewhat acrimonious circumstances. Garnacho. Eriksson. And just beyond the reach of Weghorst.
Yeah, he made a really aggressive run into the box. As soon as he picks it up here, Garnacho was going to let this one out for a corner. Kicked it to play. As soon as Eriksson gets it, look at Weghorst. He was complaining that McKenna was trying to hold him back. Not a lot in it.
Loddy. Lingard. Colback. Gibbs White. Freuler. Back to Worrell.
Forest are trying to keep 3 up now. Got Lingard on the left here, Dennis and Brennan Johnson on the right. Is trying to keep this back 4 pinned as far back as they can, so they can get themselves back in this game.
Anthony. Eriksson. behind by Lodi.
Not a lot to do here, but you can see Fernandez just locking behind, not enough on the cross from Ericsson. Simple defensive header from Lodi.
Ericsson.
A lot to do, has he really? Plays again.
Chris Wood watching on. Recently arrived on loan from Newcastle, but cup-tied. Unable to represent Forest tonight.
Yeah, but if he needs any recommendations for a few good pubs and that, I could help him out. I'm not buying, but
it's that knowledge gleaned from having a global property portfolio.
there's not many in Nottingham I've not frequented. One or two. That was many moons ago, John. These are changed days.
Yes. The natural follow-up question would be, how many of those premises are you actually allowed still to enter?
Yeah, I'm not sure is the answer.
Anthony. Casemiro. Johnson. Lingard. Messi escapes and locates Weghorst. Sweeps it on to Anthony. Bruno Fernandes. Directing Ericsson wide of him. Martinez, a late arrival. Weghorst loaded in with Lindelof. Aurier. Dennis. By his chest.
There was certainly nothing wrong with the challenge on Dennis. It was just over elaboration from him. Beat the first man, beat the second man, and was not beating the third man, which was Martinez.
Substitution for Manchester United, number 14, Christian Eriksen, replaced by number 17, Fred.
Double substitution from Manchester United. Ericsson gets a little rest. He required against Reading in the FA Cup on Saturday, and then possibly for the second leg of this at Old Trafford next Wednesday. And Facundo Pellistri, the young Uruguayan, seemed to have to wait an age for his debut. Came on in a recent cup tie at Old Trafford and did very well. Pellistri for Anthony and Fred for Ericsson.
A good old stroll for Ericsson, wasn't it? If you give that man time and space, he'll just play passes for fun.
Morgan Gibbs White is down for Forest.
It just gives me the chance to say I was talking to my little grandson yesterday, Luca, who's a huge Forest. I know you're saying you're too young to be a granddad. He said it was going to be 2-1, but I think he meant to Forest. He's a huge Forest fan. My son looks into the league games. They have a season book. He's very excited about this game, but I don't think he's going to be enjoying what he's seen so far, because United have been dominant. I said I'd give him a bench.
Is that it? You're done?
I'm done with all the soapy stuff.
Shows that you are getting old. You never used to even countenance the soppy stuff at one stage. Lewis O'Brien coming on for Morgan Gibbs-White, and Nico Williams, the Welshman, for Renan Lodi.
There'll be some United fans somewhere who will be sitting there now saying I shouldn't be doing this game because my grandson's a Forest fan. It's a conflict of interest. It's a
very good point, Craig. It's very good point.
But such is the paranoia these days, and hysteria.
I mean, you've shown your favouritism to Manchester United before, not least with that back pass in an FA Cup semi-final, for which David Beckham is still grateful.
He's made millions off of that. Trillions.
Pelistri. Casemiro. Garnacho. To Fred. Aurier. Dennis. Williams on the charge near side. Must have got 3 in the box. It's in towards Johnson and Lingard, and it was Lingard that got the headed touch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Johnson's got to give him a call there. He's behind him. He's coming on to the ball. Lingard's backing off. It's a little bit of a floated ball, then there's not a lot of pace on it, so it's going to be a difficult header anyway. But Johnson was, I think, a little bit more communication there. I think both semi-finals, and I know you did the first leg of yesterday's, they're kind of going the way we thought they were, with Newcastle taking a lead back to St James's Park. That should have been more than it is. They were a little wasteful, particularly Joe Linton, who did get the goal. And United here are really in total control. And again, could easily have found themselves with more than 2. So, barring a big sea change, it's hard to see this going any other way.
Unai Emery also managed to locate a seat in a packed director's box.
He's had a good start, hasn't he, Bill? 5 from 7, is it? Something like that.
A positive impression. And a new manager uplift.
Yeah, I mean, Villa got themselves a good coach in. Guess what? Doing a bit better. United got themselves a very good coach in. Guess what? They've had an upturn. I mean, seriously. I mean, I know he was interim manager, but Ralph Rangnick, what the hell did that man do? Seriously, it was a shambles.
Pelistri. Fred. Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Manchester United 5 times winners of the League Cup. Only Liverpool and Manchester City have won it more often. Only Liverpool have played in more finals. And only Liverpool have reached more semi-finals. That is Manchester United's 3rd semi in the last 4 seasons in this competition. 2020 and 2021 they were beaten by Manchester City. The last 2 games, late goals have been costly. Say in the 91st minute with that terrific free kick at Crystal Palace. Eddie and Nketiah at Arsenal at the weekend, so Manchester United need to see this through.
29,325. Thank you for your support.
Full house confirmed inside the City ground. O'Brien. John McGovern, the man who lifted the European Cup for Nottingham Forest, now a club ambassador, and Gary Birtles, also part of that greatest of all Forest lineups. Pillistri. Was able to challenge for it, but not meet it cleanly.
Yeah, I love the diagonal ball here. Behind to Pillistri. Quick shift to the feet. And it's there for Weghorst to attack. That's his bread and butter. Worrell's touch tight to him, so he's making it difficult for him. It's decent defending, actually. Make sure he doesn't get a free header. It's going to be an interesting position for Ten Hag going forward. Be the summer before we see what cards they're going to really play. We've been talking about it like a lot of people on the FC show. Harry Kane, John. People say Ten Hag wants pace up there, but yeah, we're looking at players that might be available in the summer. Kane's got 12 months left as we see this challenge and a bad fall from a bad landing by Aurier. You've got to feel United, Kane, those goals, what he would bring to the team. I think it would be a good fit, I really do.
And what about Marcus Rashford? 18 months of his deal to go, and reportedly Paris Saint-Germain showing interest.
Yeah, well, that's been rumoured for quite a little while. I would be inclined to stay where I am. I mean, they're on an upward trajectory at the moment. They will spend in the summer for sure. They won't do anything. They haven't done anything daft in this window. It's everything. You know, the Weghorst is a short-term thing, and I think they'll be back in the summer. He'll be back in the summer. So yeah, I think Rashford. I could see Rashford staying for sure. But yeah, who knows? Really.
So you've just undermined everything you've just lucidly explained.
Why?
By saying who knows at the end.
Well, you know, I can't. You know, you never know if a player wants to see a contract down or get into a game of bluff with a club over transfer fees. I can't. You can never really answer that question. It has to come from within. It's certainly, you know, a much more positive place to be at United and playing at United now since Ten Hag came in than it has been for a fair wee while. Even when Solskjaer was in charge and he took the second, you know, I don't think, you know, most of us never really believed that had longevity. But Kane and records at Tottenham, I'm sorry. I don't know. If I was him, I'm moving. point until jump shot. Trust me. That's going to happen there.
O'Brien. There goes Wan-Bissaka, Manchester United free kick.
So at this point, normally I would say, well, this is not really Forest battle, is it? Really, it's this is the kind of 2-0 down, not looking like even getting one back at the moment. And away like to come at Old Trafford, but as you mentioned not too long ago, they got a bit of a spanking. But in a decent position in the league, they're just gradually grinding away with some points here and there, and taking themselves up the table. But it's certainly far from over in terms of trying to survive in the Premier League, which of course they are trying to do. How many years out was it? 20, 25?
23.
23.
Coverage of those second legs of the Carabao Cup semi-finals coming up on ESPN Plus next week. 3 p.m. Eastern starts for Newcastle Southampton on Tuesday and Manchester United against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday. And then exclusive coverage of the final from Wembley Stadium in northwest London on February the 26th. A little nibble there by Police Street.
Yeah, just needs to calm down a little bit. Give the ball away there, actually. That's what got Forest into this position initially, and then as Nico Williams picked it up, he's rashly made a challenge. It was close. Nico Williams in a good position. It's close to being in the box. The challenge happens about a yard outside just there. But it was extremely close for the young man.
First appearance of Michael Oliver's yellow card for the young Uruguayan. And a potential platform for Nottingham Forest. They need something better than a 2-0 home defeat to take to Old Trafford in a week's time. Nico Williams. Under out by Wan-Bissaka. Garnacho.
I mean, how many times do we see players, experienced players, Jack Colback's been around a while, giving free kicks away. You know players are going to look for free kicks. They don't get tight, don't get your hands on them. You're just giving away cheap possession, and you've got a little bit of pressure on.
Anthony Elanga is coming on in place of Wout Weghorst, who tonight scored his first Manchester United goal. Comes on the back for a Dutch player from a Dutch head coach.
Just brings him something different, doesn't he? You know, got a decent touch actually for a big fella.
As he showed at the World Cup.
Yeah, with that unbelievable free kick that he scored from.
Outrageous.
And he was under pressure. He's actually, people forget he had a defender right on him when he spun in and put that in the net. But not only has he held it up, he's played a few decent passes as well, and he's got himself a goal.
Hoisted by Lingard. There's Dennis on the run, marshalled by Lindelof. Aurier winning a throw. Most of the noise is from the visiting supporters. 4,000 in number. Confirmed as 29,325. Johnson. Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro. Manchester United's next engagement, an FA Cup tie at home to Reading on Saturday. You can see that with us live here on ESPN+. Nottingham Forest were knocked out of the Cup in the third round by Blackpool of the Championship, so they have a weekend off. Bruno Fernandes. Here's Pelistri. And Hennessy at the second, possibly third attempt, clings on.
Jory is thinking he's Johan Cruyff right outside his own box, giving it away. The young man can sniff a goal there. He's absolutely right to try and go for it. But Hennessy was out, managed to smother it.
Pelistri. Williams did pretty well. Bruno Fernandes. That does it. A 3-goal away win for Manchester United should make the home leg of this semi-final a formality.
Well, he got his just rewards in the end, John. He played a beautiful little ball through for Pelistri 10 seconds before this, but when it drops out to the edge of the box and he's on the end of it, just need these fans to stay where they should be. Watch this for a beautiful little ball, threads it through the eye of the needle, and then he backs it up as Elanga flicks it out to him once he's coming on to it. That's it, technique, absolutely brilliant. Knee over the ball, head down, make sure you hit the target. Good challenge there by Williams, actually. But yeah, this is extremely professional. Bearing in mind they've had quite a few debacles before Ten Hag came in. They had a poor start to the season. This is a very, very professional and comfortable performance from Manchester United. And apart from the weekend where they came undone late at Arsenal, their momentum continues.
And they've now matched the scoreline from the home Premier League encounter just after Christmas. 3-0 in Manchester United's favour.
I didn't like that.
No.
That's not good. That's, you know, it's not good.
Stewards securing that end of the ground. The advertising hoarding previously toppled over. Casemiro. Plenty of red plastic bucket seats now evident in other areas of the ground. The home supporters have decided to depart.
Yeah, they had a bash in the first half, but in truth be told, there's just a too big a gulf between these two sides. Shown tonight in Nottingham. Another really comfortable performance from him. Have you seen him lose a header tonight, John?
No.
Because Stevie Nick has got a bee in his bonnet about this guy. He'll be sat in the studio now mumbling about me. He doesn't like him. He'll say I'm making this up.
He doesn't like him because?
I'm not going to put words in Stevie's mouth. It's too small.
Cannavaro wasn't a bad centre-back at 5'10".
He'll be getting ready to come on there and he'll be saying we're talking nonsense. I don't know. Anyway, it was a comfortable night for him. I mean, Sturridge and Johnson they had a couple of bits in the first half, but Lindelof and him haven't really had to do that much defending, to be honest with you. Varane to come back in. It was a stroll for Ericsson. Score the couple. 3 really good goals, probably should have been 4. Rashford continues his goal scoring streak, so it's been a really good night for United.
Pelistri just had enough weight on it to skip through to Wayne Hennessy. That score notwithstanding, it will be a 75,000 full house at Old Trafford. And next week it always is. And already the Carabao Cup final is looking likely to be Manchester United against Newcastle. Southampton will certainly have something to say about that at St James's Park next week, but Forest looks to be a lost cause. Aurier, Emmanuel Dennis. The game will conclude with a Nottingham Forest corner. In front of a dwindling number of their supporters. By Lindelof, and Michael Oliver brings down the curtain on a comprehensive first leg victory for Erik ten Hag's Manchester United. First half goals from Marcus Rashford and Wout Weghorst, and late on in the second period from Bruno Fernandes. All of this after Nottingham Forest had a first half equaliser ruled out for a marginal offside. A correct factual decision it was. And that is scant comfort for a Forest side who gave it a bit of a go, but not enough of a go. And Manchester United progress serenely to what should be a formality of a second leg.
Yeah, it should be. He'll be able to make some changes. Actually, Steve Cooper might make some as well. Believing this tie has gone, it was extremely professional for Manchester United. There was a couple of moments in the first half where Forest got the dander up and Gibbs White became involved. Johnson had a couple of chances, but in truth be told, Manchester United were clinical, and they will probably be in the final, as you mentioned, to face Newcastle.
Well, shortly, Kay Murray, Ali Moreno and Steve Nicol will be along to provide highlights and analysis and preview this weekend's FA Cup fourth round. But full time at the City Ground, the score reads Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester United 3.
Manchester United with 1 foot in the final, Stevie Nicol. And
2 feet?
2 feet. 1.5 foot.
Getting 3-0.